It's the perfect time of year.
God damn it, I hate this song. Hello there, and a very happy Canada Day to everybody. I've been here for 6 months now, and I thought it was time we had a bit of a catch-up because today is a very festive day. It is the National Day of Canada, and I'm going to be having a barbecue. I've got Indy coming over, we've got Panic Pop coming over, and Indy's buddy Bruce. We're going to have a good time. I've got the Tim Hortons ready, of which I've developed a slight addiction over the past couple of months. I've got a sound system set up here. You can't see it for the time being, but I assure you it is a wonderful kludge together using breeze blocks, bricks, and an upturned recycling tub. But we're going to have some fun. We're going to drink a few beers, I'm going to do a barbecue, and yeah, we're going to have a good time this evening. I'm trying to talk to you over everybody else doing their yard work because this is a national holiday, and despite being a Wednesday, it is a day off for everybody. So everybody's out in the garden doing whatever before they all get drunk tonight and regret it in the morning when they inevitably have to go back to work on Thursday, which is the same thing that I'm doing, funnily enough, now that I work in retail. Where it never stops except for bank holidays. But yeah, anyway, I thought I'd give everybody a bit of an update on how I'm doing. Last time I gave you a proper one, I was just reviewing some beer, so considering that that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing tonight, nothing changes. Yeah, it's been 6 months. I've been here half a year, which is kind of crazy to think about, really. I mean, I've fully settled in, but of course it has been a strange time with COVID-19. So I've been in Toronto for 2 months now, and most of that has been spent indoors or at work because there's been nothing to do. I did get to go for my first patio pint with Indy the other day, which was lovely. So what's happened with stage 2 of lockdown ending here is that people are allowed to go out and go to restaurants and bars and whatever, but only if they have outdoor seating. You're only allowed to sit outside on the patio areas or the street. That's exactly what we did. We went to lovely bars. One was a kind of rooftop terrace, and the other one was just your old school kind of European style patio. And it was a pleasant time. Very nice to finally drink beer from the tap again after so long. Bit sick of drinking it out of cans, as much as I've discovered my love of no-name beer. Can't lie, there have been tough times during this first half a year that I've been here, but I mean, today is probably a day to be grateful to everybody that I've met in this country that's been so nice to me. I wouldn't be sat here right now in a garden with slightly patchy, but nonetheless completely prepared lawn. I've been lucky to meet some really nice people while I've been here, and it's been a really interesting time working out what I value most in life and what I value in the people around me. I think a lot of people have been in the same boat, like during lockdown and stuff, when they're not seeing their family or their friends on a daily basis anymore, or in many cases going weeks and months without seeing them. And for me, yeah, I was really missing home and my family and my established friend groups, because a lot of the friends that I've made here so far I've only seen on a handful of occasions, so it doesn't really feel like we have that close a bond yet, with the exception of Indy, who's an absolute dude and has been nothing but awesome to me since I got here. So Indy, you're the first guy I've got to thank. You know, a lot of stuff, like for example the phone that I'm filming this on right now, he gave me his old handset. Amazing generosity, and it just, as I said at the time, it just kind of ties into that true stereotype of Canadians being the most lovely and friendly people from all walks of life. And I see it every day working in retail. You get the odd knob. It's the same everywhere in the world. You've got good people and bad people, but I'm seeing the good in most people that I see in Canada, and regardless of your background or your ethnicity or your age or whatever, I have had nothing but good experiences with people in this country. Yeah, long may it continue. Now that the lockdown is starting to ease, I've got to start making some plans. I've been on record before saying I wanted to do the Canadian train and get out to Halifax on the train as well. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen this year because Via Rail aren't restarting trains until November the 1st. so by that point it's going to be freezing cold, daylight hours will be minimal. So I'm not quite sure what the point of a scenic trip where I can only see the scenery for a couple of hours out of 2 or 3, 4 days really is. So we're going to do stuff a little closer to home to start with. The official government advice is staycations anyway. So first on the list has to be Niagara Falls. I think Indy's up for that. My new friend Warren is also up for that, so maybe we'll get a small gang of our social bubble, many of which will be here today, together, and yeah, go check out the falls. Beyond that, there is a big state to explore here in Ontario. There's wilderness up there. I think there's possibility of going camping at some point. I've spoken to a couple of my friends about that. I still want to get the train north to Moosonee if I get the chance. I think that's one of the ones I was going to do in winter though. It's the Polar Express. It's a tundra, and if you get lucky you can even see the northern lights while you're there, so that's something to check out. But anyway, I'm rambling about what's the future. I think really today's a day to reflect on the past couple of months, and yes, like I said, they have been tough at times. You know, I had that big depresso video that I put out on my last day in London when I was basically shuffling off without even saying goodbye to my friends. I'd already been self-isolating, because the more I think about it, the more I'm certain that I did have COVID-19 during those last few weeks that I was in London. Yeah, it was tough. I made that song Still Here, and that was you only have to watch the video for it to realise how bummed out I was about everything at that point. And then I moved to Toronto and instantly was up against it to find work before I ran out of money and had to go home, which wasn't an easy task in itself, because I believe there are still no official flights running, and you have to kind of have government dispensation to travel back home right now. So yeah, I was pretty much stranded and running out of money fast, which was not ideal. Luckily, my employer came through for me, and I've been doing the job for 2 months now, and yeah, it's been great. Met some great people, started playing soccer, football, with a few of them, and that's one point to make about Canada. You guys call it football. I forced myself to learn to call it soccer, only to realise that the people that watch it call it football anyway. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm going to have to wean back out of my system, having incorrectly taught myself to Americanise. But yeah, my Canadian experience has been interesting so far. I wouldn't say it was exactly what I expected, although there are a lot of things that have completely come as expected, namely the hospitality, the friendliness, the American feel to a lot of things, you know, whether that's the grocery stores and the things you guys eat, or the way a lot of you talk. And whatever you say, you do say "eh" at the end of sentences a lot. Hey. Even I've started saying it. It's starting to rub off on me now. These things easily slip into speech patterns. Yep. Canadian language, baby. I call everybody buddy now as well. So yeah, like I said, been drinking a lot of Tim Hortons, and it's iced coffee weather now. This is the Canada Day special. This is the maple iced coffee. I thought I'd go for that. It's nice, maybe a bit sweet for me. I don't really like coffee to be that sweet. But yeah, it's passable, enjoyable. Like everything else, it's cheap, cheerful and reliable. There isn't really a great deal else to tell you guys, other than I'm working on a new album, and that should hopefully be out in the next couple of months. The hope is to have it out by the end of summer, so that when people can start having parties again, you can boogie to the music. But yeah, no guarantees. We're not going to rush things. There's a couple of collabs in the works. I've got like 2 or 3 songs done so far, and yes, I cannot wait to work with it. And there is a spider eating another spider there. That's eerie. Oh no, it is an ant. Wow. I'd show you guys, but I don't know if the macro filter will get that. Damn, nature, you scary. There is a single dropping this month. Keep an eye out on a certain big-ish channel. Yeah. And by the way, future funk is a real genre. But anyway, I'm enjoying the wildlife. I'm gonna guess that's like a chipmunk again. So we get all sorts out here. So we get raccoons, we get squirrels, chipmunks. I saw a skunk the other day. We had a rabbit just sat out in the front garden. I don't know where the rabbit came from, because they normally have burrows and stuff. And then you get all the cool kind of North American birds. You get like cardinals and robins and stuff. And lots of Cockney sparrows as well. We've got loads of sparrows around here, which definitely makes you feel at home. It's cool to see all the wildlife around here. Hopefully they like what I've done with the place. I've seen birds hopping around looking for worms on this grass that I planted. This has been a good month in the making. It's not done yet. It's patchy. I need to kind of reseed a lot of it. But yeah, it's going to be a nice place to chill out, and today is the litmus test for that when I get 3 of my buddies over and we do some DJing. It's a summer house party, yay! But yeah, that's about it really, can't complain. There's a whole lovely city out there for me to explore, and a lot of content that I've been sitting on, but I've just been too busy with life, whether that's been work or making music or that sort of thing, and setting up the Patreon, which has been a joy to do. We've had a lot of fun kind of playing Jackbox on the server, so I guess this is the point where I plug the Patreon and say come and chill with us. Link in the description. Yeah, life's alright at the minute. It's just really busy, so editing videos is not a priority for the time being. But yes, I am okay. It's been 6 months and I've not died here yet. Still hanging in there, making music, doing live sets, meeting new people where I can. I'm getting out and about, exploring the city where I can. There was some eerie footage from when I first got to the city, and full on lockdown mode. It's eased a lot since then, you can tell in the manner that people are in. But I went downtown on a Sunday during like peak lockdown. I think it was to recharge my mobile, because I was trying to find a like a cell phone shop that would actually be open, but nowhere was, and the place was deserted. Really, really eerie ghost town feel to the place. And having come from that and that absolute low as it felt at the time, to be here now where, you know, you're allowed to have friends over and enjoy yourself, obviously sensibly and stuff, and this is why you have to keep your bubble and keep to it and take your precautions, wear your face masks on transport and all sorts. But to be in this position, it vindicates all the hard work that people have done to take things seriously in Canada. And honestly, one of the main things that I'm thankful for this country right now is how it has dealt with COVID-19 and had a sensible approach to things. So the lockdown is now easy now that people are in a better position. Meanwhile, you've got the United States where people are dropping like flies and whole cities are on lockdown. You've got back home where you've got a second wave starting, and my hometown of Leicester has managed to be the one place in England that won't be allowed to go to the next stage of lockdown easing next week. So yeah, I'd be stuck indoors with no social life if I was back home right now. But yeah, no, honestly, I'm in the best place I could possibly be right now, and I've met lovely people. I have been able to live my life to the best I can in the situation as well. I've got a stable income, I've got new friends, I've had some wonderful experiences already in spite of the situation, and I've got a lot to look forward to as well. I've still got a whole country to explore. I might not be able to do everything that I wanted to, certainly not this year, but you know, still got a year and a half here. Canada, baby. Thank you, and happy Canada Day to everybody. I'll see you guys soon. I promise I'll get those videos edited eventually and get them up there. It'll be a bit jarring to see me review some beer back in February, which is how long I've been sitting on that specific video. So yeah, have a good one, guys. Stay funky, stay safe, wear a mask. Happy Canada Day.